For those of you that don't know, I'm Maggie, and every month I like to talk you through Skylar's Scent of the Month. Now this is part of their scent club, and they send you a unique rollerball size scent every month for $20. What's really nice about it is that if you read online and the scent is not really speaking to you, you have the option to completely skip that month. You could cancel your subscription altogether, or you could say, you know what? I really love that coral scent that they have, and I think that I would really prefer to just have a rollerball of something in their permanent line rather than getting the scent that doesn't really sound like me. You totally have that option, which is really, really nice. But for December, I would highly advise you not to skip, not to cancel, and not to trade it out, because this is definitely ranking in the top 3 scents that I've gotten from that scent club, which is saying a lot. It's been around since April, so we've been through a fair number of scents, and this one is definitely top 3. Now I have 3 favorites. I loved Magic Bloom from April. It was definitely a fruitier, fresher scent. I loved Salt Air from July. That is like the definition of fresh and clean and ocean all mixed together. But this one is completely different. It's not super bright like that. They describe this scent as warm, sweet, and sparkling. I think that that's kind of an interesting way to describe it. I can totally see where they were going with it. It is extremely warm. It is sweet, but it is nowhere near as sweet as a lot of the other scents that they've already put out. Namely, this one that I grabbed to show you, Vintage Rosé. This was from May. This was like the Mother's Day scent. And this one is described as sweet, crisp, and bubbly. And sweet and bubbly can kind of sound a lot like sweet and sparkling. And interestingly enough, on the internet, it said that the top notes in Silver Noir were sparkling champagne, orris, and raspberry. But then when the box actually came in, I realized that the top scent notes listed here on the back say sparkling champagne, orris, and cashmere wood. So when I was first reading online, I was like, oh gosh, it sounds a lot like Vintage Rosé, and this was one that I was pretty open about not enjoying when it came in. It's just a little bit too sweet for me. It smells a lot like those super like sweet spun sugar from Bath and Body Works, maybe even those really sweet Victoria's Secret perfumes that are available. So this one just wasn't for me, and I was a little bit worried that this was going to be along the same vein. No, this is completely different. This is a bit more complex. It's a bit more sophisticated. It's not overly sweet like Vintage Rosé was, in my opinion. It is just the perfect mix of warm, sweet, and sparkling. Like, I truly think they did a good job with the description. Another thing that usually hints to me whether or not I'm gonna absolutely love a scent that month is the different perfumes that they suggest that I layer it with. For the month of December, they're suggesting that you layer Silver Noir with Isle to get a sweet, creamy decadence, or to layer it with Coral to get a luscious, exotic sophistication. That's one that I definitely want to try because I think that those would be a really interesting pairing. To me, Isle and Silver Noir make so much sense because Isle is a very warm, I call it a lived-in scent. It's very fresh. It's not overbearing. It doesn't punch you in the face. I think that it would be layered perfectly with this perfume. I asked my roommate when this came in, I was like, this smells so good. What does it smell like? It smells kind of familiar. And she kind of pinpointed that it smelled a little bit like Nest's Indigo, which is another one of those kind of hard to explain scents that's very warm and sophisticated and kind of unique and in its own category. And this one and that one kind of go together. So if you've ever smelled that, or maybe you want to run to the store, give that a try, and then try to determine like, okay, I think I need to get this one for myself, that could be a good benchmark or a good jumping off point for you to determine if you like this. Now, another thing that I always like to point out is that every month they actually partner with a different organization, and some of the proceeds from the Scent Club actually goes to the organization that they've partnered with. So for the month of December, a portion of the proceeds from this month's scent will be donated to Meals on Wheels, helping reduce senior hunger and isolation, which I feel like is huge. A lot of different companies partner with Meals on Wheels. It's very kind of holiday oriented, especially around Thanksgiving and Christmas time. So good job, Skylar, for partnering with Meals on Wheels. I'm very proud of that. So now that I've told you a lot more about December's scent of Silver Noir, I also wanted to point out several different gift options that Skylar has available during the holiday season. Now, I've done several different gift guides, and I didn't want to do one like separately just for this. So I figured, why not just go ahead and pair it with the little scent unboxing that I typically do every month. Now, I have my notes here if you see me referencing things down here. But the first gift option that I wanted to point out was actually giving the gift of Scent Club. They have this for varying price ranges that also vary in length of time. So the first option you have is a 3-month gift, and that will cost you $50, and that's essentially like getting $10 off of your first month. You could also choose a 6-month option that costs $100, which is basically like getting 1 month free. Or you could go for a full year, give them 12 months of scents for $200, and that's like getting 2 free months. Now, don't forget that your recipient would have the option to change out a rollerball for one of their scents in their permanent line. So if you're worried about them liking the scent, they do have customization options to make sure that they'll get the most out of that gift that you're giving them, which I think is a really huge benefit and why I think this would be a super good gift. Some other ones that I wanted to highlight, and they have a ton. I'm just picking out my favorites and the one that I think I would be most proud to gift and to receive because they're the products that I love the most from their line. One of them is pretty straightforward. It's just a scent duo. So you get 2 perfumes for $100 plus a little gift bag, and it's really cute. It's kind of watercolored looking. I think that it would be a really good travel cosmetics bag for like a weekend/overnight trip. Now, this allows you to save $56 because each of their full-size scents cost $76. And if you have somebody who's tried out Skylar and you know that they're trying to decide between 2 different scents, this could be a really good kind of splurgy gift to get them. Another great gift set that's also kind of on the pricier end is their perfume and hand cream duo. It retails for $112 and you get that full-size scent and what they call their full-size hand cream, which is really kind of like a travel keeping your purse size. And this hand cream I've spoken about a lot on Instagram. I kept forgetting to mention it in my product favorites, but this has been a definite favorite that has not left my purse. I think that it's a hand cream with just the perfect amount of thickness, the perfect amount of moisturization. It doesn't make your hands overly greasy. So after you put it on, you can actually go right back to work without your hands slipping and sliding and leaving residue everywhere, which I think is the mark of a good hand cream because not only is it not rubbing off on things, it's also keeping your hands moisturized for a really long time. So love the hand cream, and the fact that you could get it with like a matching perfume or a mix and match hand cream perfume duo would be a really good gift. Another one is for those of you that maybe have a smaller budget, and that's their travel set. And that comes with, again, that same Skylar gift bag, which I think is really cute. You can repurpose it, use it again and again as like a travel bag. It comes with a hand cream and it comes with a rollerball size scent. That retails for $45. Again, it's under that $50 mark, which I think is great. It gives you the hand cream and you could get a matching perfume, or again, you could do that mix and match. And I think that that would be great. They can travel with that Skylar scent. They can keep the lotion in their purse for the winter months. I am really, I wish that I hadn't already bought some presents for my friends because that really would have been a good one. I'm sure there's somebody I still need to buy it for. I'll give that some thought. And then last but not least, I think is one that is probably the coolest. And it's called their Scent Experience. Now, the Scent Experience actually comes with their sample palette, which has all 6 of their permanent scents. And then it comes with a gift card to redeem for a full-size scent. So that way they get to try them all out. They get to see how they work with their body chemistry. They really get a good look into all of Skylar's permanent offerings, and then they can make an informed decision and get that full-size perfume. That retails for $78. So that's basically like getting the sample palette for free. That typically costs you $20. And if you did want a lower priced option that still gave them that sample palette kind of experience, you could just get them the sample palette, but then they would have to go and buy their full size scent. So it'd be kind of like just giving them teeny tiny trial sizes, but that could be a really good stocking stuffer. And then they could go and repurchase like their full size favorite later on. Those were just a couple of my favorite gift sets that Skylar has available this holiday season. Don't forget that I have a code that can get you 10% off always. It's called This or That 10, and you just apply that at checkout. If you like this video, then like it, stick around, subscribe, join the community, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.